Oh, the apples.
Carson. No, Carson.
Daniel.
Sorry, I'm David. I'm
Hey.
here for Nick today.
Oh,
As a
yeah,
CTA.
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Yeah.
So what's your name?
Daniel?
Daniel. Okay.
Yeah.
Carson is in the other.
And the other one, yes.
Cohort,
Yes,
okay,
yes,
so
yes. Perfect. So, do you do this often or? Okay.
So I did my first subbing was last cohort with JJ.
Okay.
So I've been
Okay. So you've been subbing
helping
over
with
there.
him.
Okay. Are you also graduate from this? No. Okay. What do you do?
I'm a software developer. I'm web developer. I've been doing it for like 6 years now.
Wow. Okay. Where do you work?
It's a company called RevSpring.
What is it?
RevSpring.
RevSpring,
We are
okay.
up in North Phoenix.
Okay.
And so we do payment portals.
Okay.
At least my division.
Right.
They have like a big part that's just printing bills and stuff like that.
Okay.
And we do their payment portals. So I work with Rails and Angular actually.
Oh, Angular. So the Angular person. I like Angular
I like everything,
until the first version. Then they came out with second version.
Yeah, we actually our project is still on the first version.
Okay, that's so fun.
but
Second, I was like, that's too much effort to learn again.
The next one is
kinda
just
get
they're doing the next one right now, and it's
Yeah.
the new Angular.
Yeah, you have to like forget everything and then redo the whole
Definitely,
thing.
yep. So I've been helping with that.
Okay.
cohort, and
Nice. Well,
it's
welcome.
fun, yeah.
Oh, thank you
So
for
let me know if you
subbing
need
in.
anything.
All right. Definitely.
No. This is version 12.
That's the server. You might be looking at that. So this is the server.
Yeah.
And then the server.
Not the
You're
workbench.
talking about.
Yeah, my workbench is version 8.0. Do they have to do the same version? Yeah, because this thing I couldn't write it to work. And yeah. So
Well, nobody has said anything.
If I build a function outside an inquire thing, but then I call the function inside the inquire,
Yeah.
will I be able to use things like answers.id, answers.units in the function, even if I call it in?
Well, you have to pass it in. If you pass in the parameter of that function, then yes. So since your inquirer starts here, ends here, and your function is here. Okay. Anything that you want to call outside, you have to call this function and pass your answers.
Okay. All right.
Answers. And that's when you will get this out.
Function, I have to go wrestle there.
So you have to pass those. You cannot just do a function call and start using answers over here. The answers only exist here. It doesn't exist outside this curly bracket. But you can pass it in and then use it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. You won't be able to use it directly outside.
Well, you're looking for approval. Yeah, and here's the thing. I had the correct stuff on there, and then it crapped out. And this homework has some interesting tricks to it. Well, and just simply installed the last day updated version. In the other version, you can't see the lettering on the side. It's all dark now. It's weird. wait a minute. Do I need the directory that
Oh, did I scare everybody from the last time or something?
I think you did.
I did? Yeah. I thought it was a pretty good class last time. I did the whole coding for you guys, even deployed it to Heroku. Really? That was probably the least scary part of the whole thing. I think that was the.
I think we were afraid that we had to deploy it in that way.
In that way?
Yeah. Just faster.
Yeah, yeah. That's actually, you know, you just have to read those commands and paste it. I think writing the code is the more difficult part of the last exercise. Anyway, you guys are lucky. Today you are going to do everything for the same thing that I did. So that's why I shouldn't have said anything in the last class.
That's why everybody bailed.
Yeah, I shouldn't have said anything in the last class. Man, I had these. I had these groups prepared and all that stuff. There's like almost nobody here. That's okay. Let's let's see. Man, what is everybody laughing at? Did I miss something else? But nobody's here. All right.
I think we also forecast one group.
Yeah, it seems like one group would be enough. I was gonna give you more minutes. Already 4 minutes over. I don't think anybody's going to show up now.
I think everyone's stuck in traffic.
Yeah, actually, you know, that's it took me like 1.5 hours today. Yeah. Well, I already had the groups formed. Now I had to go and rearrange. This was my list, huh?
What were the groups you had?
Oh. Let's see where these are. We'll see if this is what I have. We can regroup, huh? We will reshuffle when we start. All right. So let's see. Let's go ahead and get started because it's a quite a long activity. All right. So honestly, what about the Tuesday's class? How did you guys? Well, I know Saturday you guys kind of got the introduction. Tuesday was a lot more coding, how to start from the beginning. So just a reminder, what we did was we started from like very beginning, right? We started from GitHub, created a project, and then from there we created our own Node.js server. All right, then we created our APIs, and then in the end we created our front end, HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, everything. And then we used jQuery to make those AJAX calls to API. And this time it was our own API, right? And then we got the result. And then we went ahead and deployed it to Heroku, to the cloud hosting. We got everybody had access to it. So it was like starting from scratch to the end of the product. Basically, that's what we did. I know Node.js was probably more complex part of it. Hopefully, not the HTML, CSS, AJAX calls, but you guys tell me. What did you guys think about Tuesday? Eric, what did you think?
I kind of hung in there until about the last 45 minutes.
Okay.
And it kind of went.
Okay. What was the last 45 minutes? Which?
I think when we were deploying to.
Deploying to Heroku? Yeah, last 8 minutes? That's last. No, that's not last 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Did that feel like the last 45 minutes?
Yeah. Probably did.
If deploying to Heroku was probably the hardest part, that kind of makes me feel better because we can do that. That's probably not as big of a deal.
Until we did the programs, I didn't create.
Okay, that's okay. Okay. So Heroku, what about you, David? You kind of got lost over there.
Literally the same.
Heroku part?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't have it on GitHub.
We didn't see the commands.
Yeah, I didn't have it on GitHub ready to pull it and launch it.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't have to get ready to be able to pull it.
You didn't have the GitHub ready. Oh, because the project wasn't. So okay, I see. So you guys couldn't follow it. Okay.
That's the only reason I couldn't follow it, but
Okay.
it looked like it was pretty easy to set up.
Right. We can. I can show you. I uploaded something on GitLab, so you guys go ahead and look at the. There's a supplemental folder. It has the exact instruction that I followed, and we'll go through it really quickly. But if that was probably the hardest part, that's probably that's kind of makes me feel better because it's and the reason is because there is no coding involved. It's literally going through the documentation and writing those commands. Probably there are like 3 in total. I did it again, I think yesterday or day before yesterday, because the code that we wrote, there was a issue in that, so I was trying to fix that. There are literally like 3 commands that has to be done, and you can have your code up and running. That's probably the fastest I've seen. I've used AWS also, a little bit more complicated, but this is probably the fastest we can deploy. So we can look at it here, Heroku, really quick before we start the project again.
I'd like to know what was wrong with yours.
Yeah, I'll show you. I found the issue. I'll show you what the issue is. And it was because of my OCDness. I took out the JavaScript part. That's Node.js didn't like it. I'll show you how that works. If my JavaScript was inside my HTML, everything would have been fine. I'll show you the issue. Let's see, what else do we have? All right, so 2 things again. After this project, we'll try to finish this project by 9:05, something like that. And then after that, there's Will will introduce the homework for next week. We'll kind of go through it. It's kind of a little bit going uphill, so he'll go through the homework. Again, if you have any questions related to homework, okay, I'll be honest with you. Usually, TAs handle the homework. I actually don't even know what the homework is asking, to be honest. But a lot of you guys have approached me, and I have helped you guys. What I can do is I can look at the code and understand what's going on. So I have no problem. If you think the TAs are busy, you're not able to get to them, I'm here. Please come with your homework questions. I don't mind at all. Just give me a little background when you come with the questions, because I've seen people say, hey, this is not working, and it takes me like a few minutes to understand what's going on because I have not read the homework. Even if I want to, I really don't get time to go through the whole thing and understand, but I can understand the code and help you guys out. And I have. So any issues you have, TAs, I've seen they help everybody out, but they get busy with somebody. I'm also here. Come up to me and I can help you with the homework too. All right. The last thing is the checkpoint. Again, it doesn't count. We'll have that checkpoint today. So I want to leave some time for that as well. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. Let me open GitLab supplemental folder so that we can see the Heroku part. Okay. So it's an Express. And today what we are going to do is going to be very, very similar that I did on Tuesday. So if you guys haven't pull down the code from GitLab for it's called Star Wars. It's almost the same. So as a guidance, it will help you today. Okay, so before you start with the Heroku, I would suggest you guys, when you start this project, start with GitHub. Create the project in GitHub, clone it to your directories. But in case you don't do it, the instructions over here are if you already have a project built, but it's not on GitLab. That's why GitHub. That's why you see Git init. This will initialize and start uploading everything to GitHub. In case you don't do the cloning first. Okay, so this guide says, okay, let's suppose I wrote my code, my folders are there, everything is there, it's just not on GitHub. So I go ahead and do a git init on that folder, do a git add space dot, commit everything, and then go ahead and push it to GitHub. The first part is getting it to GitHub. The second is, actually, if you go to Heroku, they have the guide that I followed on their documentation. Is like really good. Like everything they have mentioned, I don't think I did any different for it. So go into documentation when you sign in and then select the Node.js one. Okay, and then say get started with Node.js, and they will walk you through the whole thing. The most important over here is first to download the installer, and this is what I did. I downloaded it and then I installed it. I didn't do the brew install and all that stuff. So for Windows, if you have Windows, download the 64-bit. I'm probably sure everybody has a 64-bit one. If you're on Mac, download this one. After you have done that, so you can skip all of this. Come back to login. Heroku login. Again, this is in your Git bash. If you see the $sign, this means it's on Git bash. Let me see if I can make it bigger. But go to Heroku website and you can follow the same thing that I'm showing over here. Again, it will ask you your email and password that you have signed into Heroku. Pretty straightforward. Log into that. You don't have to worry about the versions. I'm pretty sure everybody has the latest one. This thing, git clone and all that stuff, if you do it in the beginning or do it initialize, again, you can skip this part at all. Now, when you log into Heroku, make sure you go inside the folder where your project is, all right, cd into that project folder. And now these are the only two commands that you need. Heroku create and git push Heroku master, that's it. And these are also mentioned in the supplemental. I'll come back here, this thing, git push Heroku master. These are the two, this, oops, and no, this one. And Heroku create. So Heroku creates comes first, and then you push it. Again, once you guys reach this is probably the last part, around 8:45 or something. I can again come to each individual group and help you guys with it. But these are the two. First, install it, log into Heroku, these two commands, and your code is going to be pushed to Heroku, and it will generate a www address and everything, and you can access it. All right. It's literally 3 commands. Okay. Any questions so far? Yes.
We need to have a little more time. We demoed that homework Saturday.
Which demo?
If we're saving time for the homework demo, we did that on Saturday.
Oh no, not the demo. The next whatever due is next week.
Yeah.
The what? Yeah, Saturday is the burger or something.
No, we did it this Saturday.
Oh, you already did
it? It
it?
was on the lesson plan.
Oh, okay. So are you done? Okay.
In case we need more time for something else.
Okay. So all right. So no homework, anything right now.
So what was your issue now?
Yes, yes. So this is okay, and I'll show you what my issue was. So what I did was, let's see if I have it open here. So in my code, if you guys remember, I had view.html, and there was a JavaScript. There was a lot of JavaScripting at the end, right? So I took this out, and I created a separate JS file. Okay. Now the thing is, you guys will have to follow kind of similar one. You guys will learn. Again, there was an error coming, and I just Googled it. It's probably the second link. That's how I got the answer. When you deploy to Heroku, it's kind of expecting your HTMLs to be in a folder public, and your JavaScript inside that public folder. Once I move this, so you see in my public folder, these are the HTML. So the public folder name comes from it that HTML files are kind of running on the client side. They're kind of exposed to the world. So they say, oh, anything in public is kind of being exposed. So move the HTML files in public folder. And then I had a dist folder, which means distribution. This contains all my JavaScript files. Okay. So I kind of separated them out. And in my server.js, which is my node server, this is the line that I had to add. Express.static. So by static, it means that in my public folder, all my files are kind of static, like my HTML, CSS, and all that stuff. So I had to add this part, and that's when it started picking up. Okay. Again, this is only if you separate this the JS files out from the HTML. If in this project that you're going to write, if you just put do the script tag and write the whole JavaScript that is required over here, you won't have to run into that issue. Okay? Yeah. Again, just take you don't have to remember the exact this thing. If you just take note that express.static, you can Google it, you will find the exact, that's how I copy pasted from there. Okay, again, this is only if your JavaScript is separate. You guys will work on the project. And in the end, I will show you my solution, which I did. Again, the solution that's going to be posted on GitLab, the official solution. Again, all the JavaScript is inside the HTML. I didn't like it, so I stripped everything out. I made my different folders. Everything that I have in my solution is in a separate file or a folder. Everything has been divided, more, kind of modularized, as I like to call it. So again, in my solution, I had to use kind of similar one. Okay. So this was the issue. That's why it was not able to reach my APIs. All right. So let me go ahead and post some links on Slack so that you guys can take a look at it, what you guys will be developing today. Again, where is it? It's a very similar app that I did on, so go ahead and open this link. It's a restaurant app basically, right? We had a Star Wars or we did the Avengers where we were adding characters. In this one, you are kind of booking tables or making reservations. Okay. In this, you are same expectation, starting from your GitHub all the way to your UI. You'll be creating Node.js server. Again, there's no SQL involved in this one, so you will have your in-memory database. That, as I did, I had an array of objects, right? So kind of similar one. I'll start with this API. I don't know if you guys can look at the bottom. If I click this link, it opens up a link where it says /API/tables. So this is my actual API. Okay, this is what you guys are going to write. So one API, write one API called tables. Again, I've selected out the link. Look at the data, what it looks like, and this is what you guys have to structure your data. The second API over here is called wait list. Again, follow the good standards. These are the two APIs that you guys will be writing. Okay, and how does the app works? I click view tables. Anything that's in my database is going to show up. If there are more than 5 reservations, the 6th one goes into the waiting list. That's how the criteria is. Okay. Make reservation, pops up this form. You're going to add it. It's going to call your API and create that reservation. Okay, I'll post the instructions on Slack. It has all the details. But this is how your app should. Again, you have the reference for it. It's hosted on Heroku. So go ahead, click it, play around with it so that you guys kind of get the idea. The last part of this would be if you guys can get it to deploy it on Heroku, then post your link so that we can review it on Slack. All right. Any questions? Yes.
Provide the front end or
No. Yeah. You guys have to do everything. I have full confidence you guys will be able to complete this by 9 o'clock. 9:05. Huh?
You gotta copy it.
Copy it? Well, copy it from where? Copy it from where?
No, you got for yours. That you did
Oh,
Tuesday.
yeah. Well, in my case, I was going around and helping almost everybody out in that time. So yeah, but I have full confidence. You guys are good HTML, CSS developers. I know that I've seen it. So it should be like this. Again, so we'll divide the team. If the team comes out to be 4 per team, then 2, choose. 2 can be backend, 2 can be front-end developers. This time you guys will see it's going to be true backend developers, because you guys, the backend developers, are going to be writing the APIs and all that stuff, and front-end people are just not writing the bootstrap thing. Okay, they are also writing jQuery and the calls from the API. All right, that's the expectation from the front-end developers. Not be like, oh, this is my backend, I'm not going to do it. So anything related to JavaScript, and Bootstrap, you see that's front end. Back end is all API, Node.js, creating that server and everything. All right. And for Heroku come together, try to deploy it. All right. Let's see, what else did I have? So I'm going to a couple of links which kind of show you how to there's some good links about Express.js and get and post request that we saw on Tuesday. Again, there's a Star Wars app already there. You can download it for your reference. You can use it. These couple of links that I sent are also good reading material. You guys can look at that too. Let's see what else. The next is, okay, any questions? So these are the groups that I have. Go ahead, and I want to see how many people are here, and then we can I can reshuffle if any group is less on people. Roy, Mia is not here, right? She's not here. I don't see her. So
we have 16 people.
Okay, let's see. Erin, Kevin, Michael. All this group is complete. Ben, Eric, Gabriel, Keith is not here. Olga, Will, Anthony. Is Anthony there? Anthony? He's not here?
Yeah, he got a request.
Oh, okay. So I don't see Trent. Trent is not here too. Fernando, Cody is not here. David is here. Corey, I know, is not here. What is it? What is horrible? Huh?
It's horrible.
Yeah, that's what I was saying in the beginning. I think I scared people away with the Heroku. Well, Saturday is going to be super easy chapter, so everybody show up. Super easy. Probably the easiest one till now. Yeah, it's going to be hard. Bootstrap was the easiest thing we did. That's funny. All right, so we can combine these two groups easily. So let's see this. So I'm trying to make 4. Okay.
Yes, you have to move again. Oh, I'll show you.
Yeah, you guys are good. I'm not going to change that group.
You want to leave or stay here?
Oh no, please stay over here. I don't want to be running around every day. I want to have parts.
It's your exercise.
This is kind of difficult one. I want to see how you guys are. Please stay over here. Yes. All right. Let's see. So 2 here. So one goes here, one goes here. Hey, you guys are choice. Which team do you want to go? Sure, go ahead.
Sure. That's which one's which though?
These two. This is lacking, and these are good.
You win. You get the team 1. Sure. You don't go ahead. I actually like to have one in my
Yeah, see what team they go to? That's hilarious. Yeah, I was looking for one we did. I don't know if Carson's working ahead, but we went over and did this one at the end of Saturday. Which is the one we're doing next week.
Okay, that's good.
So yeah, I just double checked. But I'll make sure anybody that wasn't there,
Okay.
can still do it. But
Yeah, okay.
after checkpoint.
All right, thank you very much.
Group 1 with Roy on.
All right.
Whoever won was the first group, that's how it's been.
Exactly. It's very democratic. Rock, paper, scissors,
Well, this actually worked out pretty good. Everybody is 4 in a group.
We having streamers work together?
If they can. I don't know how that would work, but I'm going to. So I'm going to close out the stream because there's no lesson after this. So I'm going to close out the stream pretty soon. All right, is everybody in the group? All good here? Good. 4. Okay. All right, so phase 1 has been posted. Take like few minutes, 5, 10, 15 minutes on this one before you guys go ahead and start the coding part.
So we promise and under promise and
No readme. Take 3 days. License are getting more.
and we've got phase 1 coming nice.
This year. Well, I'm using the course. He had a link to this, which was adding an existing project. Oh, that's just my bad. It's alright. So we need just a regular window with all that traffic, right?
Yeah.
So it's just the 2 each now that are
Very slacky.
with the home.
Come on now.
So it goes back to what it should be like. They should be the first one. No, I don't know how to add it.
Okay, so what do you want to call it? Restaurant dash reservations. And then it's public, and we need a repeat and a room. Oh, you can add the. Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay. Oh, okay. I think I actually did that. Yeah.